Good morning. I guess good morning to ETHDenver. Thank you for those of you who woke up this morning and have had coffee in time to be here. I think it's going to be a really long week, but hopefully a great one. So thanks for showing up bright and early on Monday morning. I'm Jess Houlgrave. I'm the CEO at Reown. Reown is the company behind Wallet Connect, which many of you might be familiar with if you've been using any crypto app over the last 6 or 7 years. And today I'm going to talk mostly about user experience, because we at Wallet Connect and at Reown believe that this is one of the major barriers to true crypto adoption and bringing more people into the space. At Reown, we've been around since 2018. We relaunched the brand last year alongside launching the Wallet Connect Foundation. Wallet Connect has been around since 2018. It was designed originally to solve one of the first user experience challenges within Web3. This was at a time that we had the emergence of mobile crypto wallets for the first time. But the majority of applications, still today, unfortunately, although I think that's changing, the majority of applications were built on desktop. And so the Wallet Connect protocol was designed that I could really easily scan a QR code with my mobile wallet, connect into the application to be able to do anything and everything on that application. Today, the network supports over 700 different wallets. I think we have something like 57,000 different applications registered on the network, although not all of them are still alive and kicking, but certainly we have well over 6,000 daily active applications using the protocol. Last year we made about 220 million connections between users and their Web3 apps, and at around 35 million unique wallets. So we have this really amazing insight into what drives users, what people are interested in. And for me, this has been a really exciting new challenge to take on. I joined the company about 18 months ago. Before that, I was running crypto at a payments company, and a long time before that, had a startup in the NFT world. And when I was building that, this was in a pre-Wallet Connect world. We just had the MetaMask SDK. We were trying to figure out how new users were going to get onboarded. We were doing a lot of work with artists and having to educate them about what a seed phrase was, what a wallet was. All felt like a massive distraction in terms of bringing people into this space. And I think we've made good progress, but I don't think we've made enough progress there. And so today I'm going to talk to you about some of the things where we think that there are still big user experience challenges in Web3, and some of the things that we think are helping to solve those as well. This is a video that, due to some technical issues, plays at 2 seconds, so we're not going to watch that. But I am going to talk to you about some of the things that we're building. So aside from the Wallet Connect network, which today is supported by 16 different node operators and is truly running in a decentralized fashion, we launched that last year, which was one of the big kind of aspirations for Wallet Connect over the long term. So we're really proud to be decentralizing the network and handing over the stewardship of that network to the Wallet Connect Foundation. You can find Pedro, the founder of Wallet Connect, who's running the foundation here on a few stages this week. You can also find us all at WalletCon on Wednesday, which is our developer conference. But aside from that, we really now focus on 2 major SDKs. One is called WalletKit. This is an SDK for wallet developers. First and foremost, it gives those wallet users access to the Wallet Connect network, which means they can connect to any different applications on the network. It also has a bunch of security features and user experience features like chain abstraction. And then on the AppKit side, this is an SDK for app developers used by some 3,000 different app developers today across all different networks. Everything we do at Wallet Connect is multi-chain and supports different networks. And within AppKit, app developers can find a really easy toolkit to let users log in, sign messages. We have an on-ramp, an embedded on-ramp, embedded swaps functionality, embedded smart accounts, and social and email logins for those new users that we want to be onboarding. And so this is really a comprehensive kind of toolkit. And so within these 2 SDKs is how we're delivering a lot of the advances that we think that should be brought both to Ethereum but also to the broader crypto community and builders at large. The Today, I think we have a challenge, which is that we've spent a lot of the last few years really investing in infrastructure. We're now at the stage, or nearly at the stage, I think, where we have these very scalable systems. We can manage large numbers of transactions very, very quickly. But for me, Ethereum is still kind of designed for the power user. I've done it several times in the last few years where I've onboarded a new friend. And I think back to like when I was starting to get into crypto, and I was super happy to go through all of these challenges, right? Like thinking about where I was going to put my seed phrase, how I was going to store that safely. I was like happy to download 5 different apps just to find one that actually worked and that was intuitive. But the reality is that like I was doing that because I was excited about Web3. And the vast majority of users who we want to be able to deliver the benefits of Web3 aren't interested in Web3 itself. They want usable systems. They want things that bring joy to their life. They want things that make them money. They want things that solve pain points for them. They're often not interested in the core principles of Web3. And so my belief is that we need to get these people in because we deliver something that they want, and it's only through that we're really going to get people excited about what Web3 is all about in the first place. And so this idea that we can still rely on some of the old onboarding methods and people are going to need to learn about the technology itself, for me, feels very antiquated. Every single person in this room, I imagine, has a credit card or a debit card in their pocket. But very few people understand the ins and outs of payments acquiring and merchant processing and card issuance that sit behind that. And that's because you shouldn't have to. You just want to use your money and buy shit. And the reality is in crypto today, we're still at the stage, this idea that in order to have a credit card, you need to learn how payment systems work. And so we have a big gap here to be designing for the average user, which a lot of people claim that they really want to be onboarding. We are really lucky to work with hundreds of amazing app developers, and every day we see these unique projects coming online, but they're still thinking about them as crypto users rather than as everyday users who just want to use an application. When we think about like UX more broadly, this shouldn't come as a surprise to you. We looked at like UX comments, and you can see from some of these things that people, even those of us who are in this space because we love it and we want to be building it, find the user experience challenging. We all think it sucks, but very few people are really invested in making it better. So today, when we were coming up with like the title for our report, for this presentation, we were a little bit inspired by a consumer report that we put out last year. And actually, I just got some of the preview results for the 2025 report this morning, so that will be coming to you all in a few weeks' time. But when I look back at the 2024 report, for me, it feels that there are still some major issues. And these are experienced crypto users. These are people who've been using crypto for 2 to 3 years. They have multiple wallets. They claim to be using crypto applications on a more than weekly basis. And yet every single one of them finds that there's major challenges either around security, user experience, fees, speed, how to onboard people. And so the title for this talk, we decided it was going to be the good, the bad, and the ugly. And so I'm going to talk you through some of the good and the bad, and I'll finish with the ugly, which is really my call to action for how we can all make this space better. Firstly, I think we have an issue that we created that solved one massive problem. We solved the issue of speed and scalability on Ethereum, but we created a new problem for ourselves. That's one of fragmented liquidity. At Reown, we do a lot of work with payments companies, and these are people who see value in crypto. They want to be able to bring crypto payments to the masses, merchants who want to be able to accept crypto as payments. They know that people want to be able to do that. We've seen the rise of stable coins over the last few years. And yet then you start doing user interviews and you say, actually, you can only pay with your USDC if it's on Solana. By the way, your USDC doesn't really count if it's on Arbitrum or if it's on Optimism. And users are like, hang on, this is painful. payments companies are like, what on earth? This doesn't make any sense. If I just have US dollars, why can't I use it? And so this liquidity fragmentation is a massive issue. The good side of this is that I think we're getting there in terms of solving it. We have amazing partners that we've been working with, including Socket, Across, Leafy, and many others, and we see hundreds of different solutions coming out. The Ethereum Foundation's been doing work in terms of its interop standards. And so I think that probably by the end of this year, we'll be at a stage where a wallet can manage assets over different chains, and we will be in a situation where as a payments company, I can just accept USDC. My user can have USDC on a different chain, not the one that I necessarily want to manage, but we can solve those in single user op and single intent processes to make that payments flow simple and to enable users to use their assets on any chain. The next big one that came up, and I think this is where we've also made great progress as an industry, is those dreaded seed phrases that we all have to manage. I think that there's huge scope for having many different types of wallets. That's one of the things that we're very pro at Wallet Connect. We work with 700 different wallets, and I still think that actually there's scope for more. And when people say, why do we need more than 700 different wallets? For me, that's because we need different wallets to do different things. I, as an end user, don't want the same user experience in the wallet that I use every day to buy coffee as the same wallet from a security perspective and a user experience perspective that I want to store my 401k fund in. And so we do need different types of wallets. We need different user experiences when it comes to wallets. But those seed phrases, especially for new users, are incredibly complex to manage. I think something like 24% of the people that we surveyed last year said that they had lost seed phrases or lost funds due to having to manage seed phrases themselves. So I think that one of the positives that's come out of the last 12 to 18 months is the evolution of not only Google and social logins to be able to create wallets at the back end. Amazing companies like Privy, Magic, Turnkey, Para, who used to be Capsule, many others who are really solving these problems, but also those of smart accounts. So that now I can use pass keys as signers on my accounts and set up different permissions associated with them, which for me is like the third bad thing. How do we actually go through the process of using our wallet? How do we have to sign things constantly? If I'm in a game, I don't want to continuously go back to my wallet to repurchase every time I want to take an on-chain action. If I want to do a subscription payments today, I either need to give pretty unfettered access to my account and my keys to that payments company to manage it, or I need to move those funds into some sort of escrow smart contract, which kind of defeats the point of me having them in my wallet in the first place. And so I think that the evolution, and we'll see this with Pectra as it comes in, I think in first week of April is the latest rumor. The smart session standards that can be used with smart accounts, something called 7715 that we wrote with a bunch of other partners in the industry, allows us to create this idea of a smart session. So I can set a policy on my account. I can give access to a specific app for a specific period of time up to a certain amount, so that I can start to use my wallet in a much more sophisticated way. I no longer have to just give this broad range access and keys to partners, but I can say, in a specific game, I'm going to spend up to $20 a week, or I want to pay my Netflix subscription actually with crypto, and I can do that by using smart sessions and making sure that that company and only that company can withdraw a specific amount from my wallet on a regular time schedule. So I think this, for me, is probably one of the greatest advances of 2025, and I'm very excited to see some wallets already adopting it and more apps starting to experiment with it. The next thing is around security, and probably this is on everyone's mind after some of the events of last week, unfortunately, is that we still exist in a world where it's very hard to know what we are signing. It's very hard to verify what contracts and what domains we're interacting with via our wallets. And this creates a huge problem not only for all of us who are trying to use apps, but also externally for people outside of the industry who continue to view this space as one to be scared of. I remember having a conversation last year where somebody said, we just need to do more education. And I agree that education is good, but again, if you imagine me giving you a credit card for the first time and then saying, right, now you have to go through a 2-hour course on why and where and how to use your credit card safely, because by the way, it's probably like a 1 in 4 chance that you're going to lose all the money in your credit card. Like, this would be a terrible user experience. People just wouldn't use credit cards. And we have to think about wallets in the same way. We need to give people the tooling that makes it really, really easy for them to use wallets in a safe and secure way. One of the things that we've built at Wallet Connect is the Verify API. So this confirms which domain you're interacting with, and all of the wallets on the network now will flag if you're interacting with a malicious domain. We're expanding this program later this year to include to include contract verification and other things. And I think also want to commend the work that Ledger and other partners are doing on things like clear signing, so that I can actually understand the transaction that I'm about to sign, using tooling like Tenderly or Blockade to simulate those transactions really well before I execute something. We know that that's still not perfect, and there are other things that people should be doing. But hopefully, I think this, if anything, if any of the events of the last week have done is actually heighten people's focus around security, and also acknowledge that despite the fact that this is we want to build interoperable things, we want to build open systems where anyone can do anything, it still is kind of our responsibility as the builders to think about the people who are using our products and to make sure that they're safe while they're doing that. And finally, I think we still exist in a world of too many clicks. Less clicks is more is one of our mottos at Reown. And one of the things that we're asking all of our wallet partners to do this year is to upgrade some of the message signing that exists as part of the Wallet Connect network, so that I can take single auth and sign click requests. I don't have to keep moving between an app and a wallet. And combined with smart sessions, I think this will help us to move into a much smoother user experience. But having said all that, I think it doesn't really matter how much tech we build if people don't want to use it. And so my ugly for you today is the fact that even if we build this tech and we solve these bads and we turn them into goods, we still need to make sure that people want to actually start using these things. And to do that, we need to, A, encourage application builders to want to be using this technology, and we need to have more of a focus on the user experience. Some of the initiatives that we launched through the Wallet Connect Foundation last year in terms of UX include the establishment of the UX Council. This was the first vote that the Wallet Connect community passed a couple of weeks ago. So we're welcoming some 35 of the industry's top experts around user experience to join us as part of stewarding the network going forwards, to really think about what user experience is and what we should be delivering to end users. We launched last year a program called Wallet Connect Certified. As part of Wallet Connect Certified, we invited the top 20 wallets on the Wallet Connect network to go through a rigorous QA process and to adopt new and better user experiences for their end users when it comes to both security and ease of use. And we're expanding that program this year to include a bunch more wallets, so hopefully encouraging the whole industry to have more of a focus on UX. And that's not to say that wallets don't. I just know that many of them they need to make money, they need to attract users. But we believe that by really focusing on security and user experience, that will benefit them and their end users over the long run. And finally, the Wallet Connect Foundation announced a large user experience grants program. We've welcomed some 8 participants now into the Smart Sessions subcategory of that. So if you're building with Smart Sessions, please let us know. We'd love to support you on that journey. We also have grants available for things like building on chain abstraction products and many other things. So overall, really what we're trying to do here is establish a center of knowledge sharing, of building in the open, and of working together to improve user experience. We need that. We need better designers. We need more people to start thinking about user experience. And ultimately, we need to start making this usable if we really want to attract all those people that we claim to do. That's it. I'm being flashed to say wrap it up. I'm here all week. I'm speaking again on Thursday. And on Wednesday we have WalletCon. So if wallets are your thing, please join us for that event as well. Thanks.